Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Vivi, and today we're going to look at more dissociative identity disorder related memes. We will share with you some facts and our knowledge about this disorder, as well as our experience and some of our stories. So let's get started. Alter 1 walks into living room with purpose. Experience a switch. Alter 2. Why am I in the living room? This is something I personally relate to a lot and our system relates to a lot. We experience quite a lot of switches during the day, which can also be seen in our DID behind the scenes videos. And it's also something that's quite common within the DID community. I will shortly explain why and how you can imagine it to be if you don't experience this yourself. DID is a disorder that is only developed in childhood due to a child experiencing repeated or extreme trauma, and this causes the brain to use a specific survival mechanism where it separates different parts of the brain. It separates them by putting amnesic walls between them, so this part can't get to the other one. And these parts are called alters. When these kind of things happen, where one alter wanted to do something, they switch out, and the other alter doesn't know what the other one wants to do. And that's because they don't have access to their thoughts, their emotions, or their memory. You can kind of imagine it to be like a stranger or someone you know doing something in the living room. And suddenly you are replaced by them, and before they go away, they tell you, "Could you do me a favor and do this for me?" And then they just go. So you're just left there. You're kind of thinking about, this is kind of how I would explain it. Psych 1, it's depression. Psych 2, it's bipolar. Psych 3, it's BPD or borderline personality disorder. New alter, it's Britney, bish. I kind of really like this meme. I shouldn't like it as much, and I shouldn't think it's as hilarious as I think it is. It's just that systems usually go through a hell lot of misdiagnosis or a hell lot of years without being diagnosed or properly being diagnosed. DID is something that's very complex and is something that really needs to be looked at. As mentioned before, alters are individual parts, and all of these alters can have different disorders, whether they're mental disorders or physical disorders. So one alter may has depression, one alter may has bipolar disorder, or one alter may has borderline personality disorder. With that, some therapists and psychologists can get confused because at the time they are with the body, an alter may be out that has depression, so they just hear what this alter thinks and how this alter feels. So they're like, yeah, this can be depression, and then you get therapy for this, you may get medication for this, and then you're gone. But the case is not every alter may have depression. Some alters may have borderline personality disorder. So then after some time, and this alter or you overall, you don't feel better because your system doesn't feel better because some alters are still suffering, then you go to a different psychologist or the same psychologist, and then you talk again about what's going on and what's bothering you. This time maybe a different alter that talks to them, or an alter that's a lot near the front and kind of experiences things the other alter does experience. And so they tell psychologists about it, and they are like, oh, okay, it's not depression, it's borderline personality disorder, or it's borderline personality disorder and depression, and then you get treatment for this, and after a while you're back home and it's still not getting better, and then you go to the next psychologist or the same one, whatever, and then they tell you, for example, no, okay, you're presenting signs of an eating disorder, which can also be from BPD, and it's just kind of going on, and you go through a long row of different psychologists or same psychologists, different therapists, different doctors, and everyone is telling you different things, and you're just left and nothing really helps. And we ourselves, we experienced that. We went through, like, I think 4 years of just running around searching for someone who may be able to diagnose us with just anything, which is already like we should have gone to a doctor or a psychologist way earlier. And now to the best part, to kind of tell you why I or our system likes this meme a lot and why we think this is just like hilarious. It's because hello there, I'm Jake. I'm sorry, I just kind of really want to I just really wanted to do this meme because I think I look pretty good in this. Vivi really did a great job with, like, I mean, look at this. It's quite a lot. That's cute. Okay, my accent is also quite all over the place because I'm switchy. So, but I don't want to like bore you. So, why we think this meme is quite like hilarious is because so our system itself, we went through a lot of treatments, a lot of visits to a lot of hospitalizations, and just a lot of therapists and doctors and psychologists. So we've been through a lot of time of being misdiagnosed and getting not the right like treatment, and we accidentally came over this disorder, and the more we learned about this disorder, the more we could relate to it, and the more we could kind of think about it. This kind of sounds right. Maybe we should talk to our therapist about it. And we gathered like all of our confidence to go to our therapist. We've been to like, I think 1.5 years, and we sat down and talked to her, and she deadass looked in our face and said, no, it's autism. And we deadass sat there on the other side, and Taylor, who's a persecutor protector of ours, she sat there, looked her straight in the face, and said, no, I'm not Isa, I'm Taylor. And that's why I kind of think this is hilarious. She just looked totally confused at us, and she was like, well, no, this disorder doesn't exist. And then it got quite like messy and pretty traumatic. But the first part is what I wanted to share of our stories about this meme, and yes. I'm sorry that this video only included 2 memes. It's just because we are quite switchy and our mind is pretty messy and hard to talk. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any memes you want us to react to, you can DM them to us via Instagram. The link is in the description. Subscribe to our channel if you're new, like this video, comment what you think, and we will see you guys next time.